thanks to the support as a channel member, Rob Pontin. Well, that's part one of the job here in North America complete. We won the league. I refuse to acknowledge the playoffs. We won the league. We finished top of the Supporters' Shield. We're fairly confident we've qualified for the Champions League, and that's what we're here for after all. So this transfer window is all about putting together a team capable of winning the Champions League. First time of asking. We have previews for doing it on 2 other continents. If it turns out the American clubs aren't good enough, this will also be our final transfer window in MLS, because we'll be running off to Mexico the moment we get knocked out of the Champions League if it's clear that we're massively underpowered. But let's have a good window, stop that from happening. We've got money to spend, and for the first time ever, I'm going into the start of a window and I'm fairly confident I know how it works. So who knows what might happen. And we will kick things off exactly where we ended yesterday's video, on the season review screen. Kevy 2 trophies. What a time to be alive. Let's have a look at our season review. So signing of the season went to nobody. Apparently there was no signing of the season. I love the way this page is always glitched. I mean, Velez seems like the obvious one. Deluli was hugely important across multiple positions. We did some good transfers. I was pretty happy with how last season went. The board wanted me to reach the conference semi-final. We won the conference. We won the conference playoff. We also won the league. We don't talk about the MLS Cup because it's dumb. Kurt Villakazi, top scorer as well, averaging 32,000 attendance. Hopefully some of those people who turned up for the playoffs might turn up for some of the regular season matches going forward. Money inexplicably is down despite us having the best season in the club's history by a gazillion miles. And Unlove sold more shirts than anybody despite not being registered and not having a squad number for the season. It shows how good he is. Remember, before his injury, he was the best player in MLS according to the media preview. So he could be an enormous difference maker, just having him fit again if he has fully recovered from his dodgy knee. This is the team of the year, which seems about right. Yamoa in goal, a back four of Prencha, Foos, Contreras, Nabil, Asker and Runnison in midfield, Velez, Estevez and Kim behind Villakazi up front. And if we just have a look at the awards, I'm 55 now. I've got 10 years left to complete this challenge. I'm retiring at normal retirement age, which actually is 67 now, isn't it? I've got 12 years left. But player of the year was Asker, who we might be getting rid of because he's an expensive designated player who might not be a regular starter anymore. So he might be on his way out. Velez got young player of the year. Villakazi top scorer. Kim most assists. He's also on his way out because Unlove's back, so we don't need Kim anymore. Asker got most man of the matches. Highest average rating went to Estevez. There's no signing of the season on here either. Apparently that's not a thing in America, is what I'm learning. Villakazi won Young Player of the Year. Yamoa won Best Goalkeeper. Villakazi also setting records for most goals in a season, most league goals in a season. Kim sets the assist record. Yamoa the clean sheet record. And Nabil is our most expensive transfer ever paid at over £10 million. Will we break that this summer, winter, wherever we are? Probably. I think there's a good chance we might. If we just flick through all of the other bits and bobs, the board want us to challenge for the MLS title again. Well, we just won it, so I think it's fair to say we can probably challenge for it again. Let's pass that message on to the boys. There you go. They're happy about that. So they go off on their summer winter holidays, having a lovely old rest. And they come back on the 28th. They only get like 2 weeks off. Who the hell are these guys? Did I ask you to give new contracts to these guys, Director of Football Man? I don't know that I did. Yeah, we'll just bin them off. Bin them off. We don't need them. Who the hell is he? Yeah, bin them all off. Get them gone. So, money-wise, we've got loads of money in the bank. We don't have a lot of transfer budget, but I don't think that budget has been set yet. We have loads of spare wage budget. We also have loads of general allocation money to spend. And of course, the draft is coming. Trades, transfers, all kinds of shenanigans. The important thing, why is this not set up right? The important thing, Unlove, still the best player at the club. So theoretically, we'll come back still the best player in MLS. That's what we're hoping for. let's go do a transfer window. Right, we've made it through to the 1st of January, which is what would traditionally be free transfer day. That doesn't really seem to be a thing here in America. But we have moved off some of our fringe players. Mondesi and Blake Goldman have both been traded out of the club. We've also traded this guy in just to give us some extra strength in depth at defensive midfield. It's a position we didn't really have any backups in. I don't know if we're going to keep him. He's relatively cheap. He's also not very good. He might end up being traded back out again yet, but we got him for first pick in the draft in 4 years' time. So effectively a freebie that we could maybe make some money on. There's a couple of other transfers we're trying to complete as well. But we did make one purchase. We've gone back to South Africa, but not to Stellenbosch. We've gone to Cape Town City. Edwin Davids is another South African right winger. We've got 2 of them now. We don't want to be in the situation we were in the playoffs where we ran out of wide players. So we've got 2 good ones. 2 on each wing. We've now got Unlove and Davids on the left. I'm calling him Davids because of Edgar Davids. I assume you would say Davids and not Davids. South Africa's got Dutch origins, does it not? I think he's Davids, Edwin Davids. So him and Unlove on the left. On the right, sorry, and then on the left, we've got Velez and Lenning. Mejia is still here, but will probably be leaving. So still lots of business to do. We've obviously got lots of money as well. We've just brought down a bunch of our salary cap, although that's put us back up again, bringing him in. So can we now buy his salary cap down? I don't know if there's a downside to doing this to just everybody because we've got so much money, but I just keep doing it. Unlove, I think, is due to sign a new contract, but it hasn't gone through yet. I'm very confused. We definitely agreed a big money contract with him last season. But for now, we'll just do that because that brings salary cap down. We've bought the extra designated player spot. At the moment, the designated players are Contreras, Asker, Nabil, who's a young designated player. And then I think it will be Unlove when he gets his new contract, but he's not currently listed as... It's complicated. But that's the situation currently. We obviously need a left back. We've only got Prencher. I'd quite like another right back because we only have Nabil. I'd like another defensive midfielder. I think we're probably okay at centre back unless we have to let Asker go, which I don't really want to do, but we will if we have to. Foos has been upgraded to a wonder kid, which is nice. But we could definitely do with another central midfielder. This guy's actually available for a free transfer from Sporting, so I'm tempted to bring him in. And we could do with a real top-level attacking midfielder. We've got Camera, we've got Villakazi. We're probably all right up front. Although we are trying to bring in another striker because I'm me. But he does. I mean, look, he's quick. He's different from any other kind of striker we want, and Milan want him. So the fact that Milan and Benfica want him, and he's 19, tells me that he's probably someone who'd do all right for us. So I'm trying to bring him in as well. And yeah, much shenanigans to go, including the SuperDraft, which is less than a week away now. We've also had our draw for the first round of the Champions League, which I won't be showing you because we're playing against Saprissa off of Costa Rica. And if we don't beat them, I'll just resign on the spot. And in the next episode, I'll be managing a Mexican team. So we won't be playing that match in an episode. We'll wait until we get to, presumably there's a league stage in the Champions League, you would think. Although this implies maybe there's not. Has it already drawn all the way through to the final? Oh, it's so American, even though it's got the Mexicans in as well. So we can't play DC United to the until the final, I guess. So it's called the Champions League. There's no league stage. That makes it easier to win, if anything. Does it? I'm not sure. We'll worry about that when we get to it. Well, it's draft o'clock, so I guess I'll show you it because I'm never going to do a series where there's drafts in again, I imagine. So let's ask my assistant. Can we ask my assistant? Oh, there you go. He wants me to pick Adam Ward, who is American, plays for Tobacco Road. Well, there you go. We'll pick him. Adam Ward. How do you pick him? Draft. There we go. And then we skip to our next pick again. And I'm just going to ask my assistant again. He wants Daniel Akoli. So Yeah, we'll draft him as well. And then skip to my next pick, which he now wants Matt Flores. Yeah, we're just going to keep drafting them and then we'll decide if we want them afterwards. I'm trusting my assistant manager. Isaac Isasi. Yeah, we'll draft him. Get them all in. We're going to have anyone else? Yeah, we're going to have him as well. We're taking them all. We're going to use all these guys for trades. Jack McCann, yeah, we'll take him. Why not? Oh, we can't take any more. I guess that's the limit we're allowed to have. So let's complete that. See if any of them were any good. I'm sure they probably weren't. I don't know what all this is. Right. So this is Ward. 6 foot tall. I mean, he's absolutely useless, but he can play left back. And we don't have another left back. So I think in the interests of a backup left back and trade fodder, he can come in. We've then got this guy who, I mean, he's not very good either, is he? Do we just sign them all for trade fodder? I think we might. We're just going to fill out the squad with dross that we can then use in trades to bring in more general allocation money, which we can then use to buy proper players. I'm not even going to look at them. This is literally antics. I can't even... I mean, I will walk away from him. If we can't even offer him the right deal. Yeah, there we go. He actually negotiated. What a rascal. Does he not realise he's just part of antics? What did I get on the draft? Where are we? Only a C+. Horrified. Right, let's get them all registered for the squad. So we've still got... We can have 17 international slots. This is why trading's so useful. We've got all of these international slots. We have got 10 off-budget players now, though. I still don't really know what that means. But we can't have any more of them, which might scupper my transfer antics. Because I think the off-budget players are the ones that are over budget that we then buy down. But I don't think there's 10 of them. 9. So I don't really understand. Unless some of these guys count as that, which I hope they don't. Let's welcome them in. Welcome, gentlemen. By the way, Unlove has played his first game back from injury. It was for South Africa in the African nations, which he's off playing in at the moment. So, yeah, he's back and theoretically fit. We also signed Condori. So we probably don't need 3 strikers. We can maybe let Camera go. We've had a couple of offers for him. If someone wants to give us money for him, we'll probably let him go because he's kind of the worst of all worlds. I mean, he's a decent finisher, as we saw with the goals he scored last season, but he's not very quick and he's also not very big and can't really jump. So physically, I mean, we know the key to being a top striker in Football Manager or any position, really, it's all about the physical attributes. The rest of this stuff is meaningless, certainly the way I play, which is why Vilakazi, who's got the big, strong physicals, and Condori, who's got the fast physicals, are going to be used far more than him. I'll just prioritise those two. So Camera can probably leave. We still need a left back. Even with that guy coming in, he's not showing up on our squad list, which is weird. Oh, there he is. He's on there now. We still need a left back. But the rest of the squad is starting to look pretty strong. We've signed this guy on a free transfer, Swedish international, Gustav Persson, comes in from Djurgårdens. So that's a nice little pickup. And I think the squad is taking shape. I don't know how much more business I'm going to be able to do because of that over budget thing. I'm just going to keep trying to sign players until the game tells me I can't have any more. That's how previous windows have worked. I think I understand it. I think I like 90% understand it now. I'm keeping myself below budget. I'm keeping within the designated player limit. The one I can't keep an eye on is that because I don't know what it means. I also don't really know what that means. 6 reserve players. Well, who decides if they're a reserve player? Are they the ones who aren't in the squad? Does that make them a reserve player? I don't understand. Well, this is quite tempting. I've been offered some international jobs. I'm not interested in Algeria or Nigeria because I have no affiliation with them. However, the idea of becoming South Africa's manager and using my boys, like, where's Big Kurt? Why is he not in that team? That feels like a terrible mistake. I'm probably not going to. Stellenbosch are the best club. Love that. I'm not going to because I've not got the South African leagues loaded anymore. So the player base is going to be tiny. But that is tempting. I am, talking of South Africans, having a bit of a problem with Unlove. For whatever reason, the contract that I thought he was getting hasn't happened. He now wants a new contract, and I don't think I can give him one because we've got 3 designated players already. I don't really know what to do. I have brought in some new players. We've got Alan Skrielj, who is a new left back. He's a Bosnian international. He's 20 years old. We've used our general allocation money to get him in on a senior contract for big money. See, we've figured that trick out. He came in for 800,000. We've also got another left back, Veselin Mitev, who's a 21-year-old Bulgarian international. Same deal. He's in as a senior contract player. What I would wish I could do is go back and put Nabil onto that same deal, who's on same kind of money, but is on a designated player contract. There's no way to switch him without giving him a new contract. And on his new contract, he wants 45 grand. So we can't get him down onto a senior contract. I don't think. I think we're going to have the same problem that we have with Unlove, in that once you've taken all this stuff out, even when you throw as much general allocation budget on them as you can, we still can't. That's as far as we can take his salary. So, I mean, yeah, he's not interested in that. So he's going to remain a designated player, which means in order to keep Unlove, or at least keep Unlove happy, at the moment he's not causing a mutiny, and we do have Hall, who we brought in on a trade, who is American and quite good, and Edwin Davids, who we brought in kind of for this scenario. So we do have 2 players. I really want to use my player, who I've had in my teams since he was like 17 years old. But we could potentially let him go, or we have to then look at getting rid of one of the other designated players. Nabil could potentially be one, because I think we can probably just play one of the new boys at right back, and I don't think it's much of a difference. Or we probably don't need Foos, Deluli, and Asker and Contreras both as designated players, especially when we've got Skrielj who can play at centre-back as well. We could probably let one of Asker or Contreras go, who are on a lot of money. And it would probably be Contreras, because he's 6'2" and Asker's 6'4". But I think Nabil's probably the one that goes. I mean, is there another good right back out there that we could use our shenanigans to bring in? Problem is, fullbacks are difficult to get hold of. I mean, this is the guy we were trying to get before, and it fell through. Now. If we can get him using the shenanigans transfers, yeah, I don't care how much we pay for him. We've got money. Really, we're looking to get him in on a senior contract. If we can get him in on a senior contract, we can then let Nabil go and give Unlove the designated player slot. So he wants to be a designated player, but we can make him senior. You then take all this stuff out and use general allocation money to buy his contract down, which means you can then offer him that money on a senior contract. There was something there that he's not happy about. We'll have to try again in a week or so. But that might be the plan. Get him, get Nabil out, and then Unlove can have his contract and everybody's happy. It might all go to pot in a minute with Champions League registration, because I'm now realising, seeing that sat there, I haven't even looked at the rules for that. We might not be able to register a Champions League squad when that's the entire reason we're here. Right, Champions League registration time. It looks like there's basically no rules. We just have to have 3 goalkeepers. And you can make 35 replacements. So just everyone can go in. There's literally no rules. But that was easy enough. That's one less thing to worry about. Right, we have done some further shenanigans. We've given Unlove a contract that starts at the end of the season, which means he's happy. But at the moment, he's still on his old contract. I think that's what I did before, now I think about it. So, yeah, he's fallen for that trick once before. He's now happy. We no longer have to mess around changing our right back, because Nabil didn't do anything wrong other than he's a designated player. We did spend 10 million on him and I was looking to just bin him off. I think the squad is ready now. Unless some kind of major thing happens. I mean, we're the best team in the league. You can see we've got a whole bunch of the best players in the league. It would be nice if I could get a real top-level attacking midfielder. I think that's the final piece of the puzzle. Or a decent backup goalkeeper. Or even a decent first-choice goalkeeper. Although we've got the best goalkeeper in MLS at the moment. But a really good attacking midfielder. Let's scout these two boys. Who knows? We might have one more transfer in us yet. Well, we've snuck in one more South African player. He's a late developer, a mercenary late developer, 27-year-old Sili Mletshi. I thought I'd left not being able to say these names behind, but he's in. He was, I mean, me and him, we've got so much to talk about. He's a South African who's spent the last 5 years playing in Thailand. So he's never played for the South African national team. Maybe I should have taken the job, but he's in to offer some competition for Estevez as our attacking midfielder. We didn't really have a backup in that position. I'd still like one more player. I'd like one more goalkeeper. But as it stands at the moment, I think we are looking pretty solid. Certainly an improvement on where we were last year. This is likely to be the starting 11, at least initially, and we have got some strong backup players. So I am feeling very, very good about this upcoming season, where we will mainly be following the Champions League progress. Obviously, we've already done an MLS season. We don't need to mess around with too much of the MLS detail. So although I'm going to play this first Champions League game off camera because it should be a walk in the park, as soon as we face anybody good, and by anybody good, I mean anybody from Mexico or USA, then we will start focusing on those matches in the episodes. In fact, we can see when that might happen. We could potentially be playing Pumas in the next round. Are they the team that knocked us out of the League's Cup last year? I mean, this could be a very short adventure. I'm sure we played them last year. How do we find last, or would it have been this season in their world? Yes, there we were. It was this season in their world. So they knocked us out of the League's Cup in the semi-final. So that's potentially a big second round game, which is likely to be the next video, which won't be tomorrow. It'll be Thursday. Got something else for you tomorrow, a little Wednesday treat. But if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to all of my beautiful Patreons. And I've checked, they are universally beautiful, which was a surprise to me too. And thank you very much for watching.